Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to go into our Twitter trending topics of the week. And this week, we're going to start off with Rasheed Wallace. He retires for the first time in his career, hasn't played since 2009-2010. Local guy out of Simon Gratz High School. Phenomenal career, especially with the Detroit Pistons that won a championship in 2004.
I mean, it does make sense. He had probably he led the league in technical fouls every single year, I feel like. That makes sense, a little bit of his attitude. He's from Philly, so, you know.
Great fact for you here. The Miami Heat, since Dwayne Wade coming into the league, has had less technical fouls than Rasheed Wallace in his whole entire career. He definitely was a man for his words, but he retires now. His career stats, 14.6 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, about 2 assists per game, but he played over 1,000 games in his NBA career and was part of one of the best overall teams in NBA history in those 04 Pistons.
I mean, he actually was one of the star players for that team, so I would have to say that he did have a great legacy in the career. Not a Hall of Famer, but will go down as a very great player.
Great Philadelphia basketball player, and you can't beat that. Our next topic is Miguel Cabrera getting the Triple Crown in Major League Baseball. For the first time, someone in the major leagues has won it since 1967. Let's talk about that.
I think it's a big deal. Nobody thought that the Triple Crown winner would happen again after Carl Yastrzemski. People always said people specialize too much. Derek Lee, I think, was the last person to make that run when he was playing for the Cubs, and then he broke his wrist. And I think, you know, it's amazing, great for Miguel Cabrera after everything that's happened with his career over the past couple of years. It's great to see that happen, and somebody that can still be a great power hitter, but also a great overall hitter.
And it's a shame because it went under the radar a little bit because of the fact that Mike Trout is in the AL and he's a rookie sensation that's even in the MVP talks. But let's go on his numbers so far this season. It was 44 home runs, 139 RBIs, and an average of 330. And they had to wait for the Yankee game to end so they could see if Curtis Granderson could get up to his numbers. He's the 15th player in Major League Baseball history to win the award, and he joins the likes of Mickey Mantle and Lou Gehrig as players to win this award. Huge honor for Miguel Cabrera.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, we said it before already, is that, you know, after everything that's happened with Miguel, from the DUIs and like the constant trouble that he's been in, it shows what a great player can do if they dedicate their entire time to the game, they practice all the time, and they cut out all like externalities that are like problems in their life, and actually like what he can do. And I think that's what's great to see Miguel Cabrera winning the Triple Crown.
Also, his Tigers now are in the playoffs this year looking for a run in the AL. And now we're going to go into our third Twitter trending topic of the week, and that is of the sports documentary Broke that aired on ESPN this past week, which was revolutionary in looking at the way sports athletes spend too much early on in their careers.
I mean, like, the one thing I would say have to, you know, put this to is it is somewhat on the athletes, and they have to be smarter in what they're doing. But I think the biggest thing it comes down to is the agents. And they like abuse these kids coming out of these college, you know, trying to get them these big contracts and making sure like, oh, we'll get you all this money, and, you know, people just rush them into football and basketball, and that's their whole lives. Never really learning actually how to do like finance as well. People are just saying, you have this money, spend it now. Why not?
And in this documentary, they told stories of Curt Schilling, Vince Young, and Bart Scott, along with many others. Darren Woodson was quoted as saying he was drafted in 1992, and about 80% of his teammates from that year are now broke. And that's a serious number and stat line for you right there of a player and a team that in the Cowboys that were, you know, very wealthy, especially in the early 90s. I think it opened eyes as to young athletes to try and, you know, cut down their spending for future years.